What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are going to be talking about and showcasing a pretty strong Ultra League team centering around Gliscor and Tentacruel. I know Poliwrath's pretty common in meta, but I think these two Pokemon have a place to shine, especially the Tentacruel in the current shape of the meta. We have all leagues coming back later today for the final week of Go Battle League, Great League, Ultra League, and Master League, so this is going to be a legend run showcase from O2 Chan Fong in the Ultra League with Tentacruel. Alright, getting into the first battle, we have Gliscor on the lead versus Greedent. Kind of interesting neutral matchup here. It's honestly not the best, because obviously you wish you had Poliwrath there, but Greedent and Gliscor here are going to do quite a bit of damage to each other, neutral, and Greedent's going to be very spammy, right? Those body slams are going to be neutral, they're going to be coming in hot with the Mud Shot fast move. And Gliscor is really hoping to try to get themselves shield advantage early. I think that's going to be the setup right here for it, and that's what they get right there. That is perfect. Now Gliscor is free to throw the Earthquake. It is a huge threat with energy, as the Earthquake, one of the hardest hitting moves in the game. Now, the Greedent, though, I think is going to be able to survive. Just because this is a hard-hitting move doesn't mean it's going to one-shot, as Greedent can easily hang on, and this is a testament to Greedent's bulk, especially in the Ultra League. A Pokemon that I really don't like facing off against myself, as the Body Slam almost knocks out the Gliscor there, but not before they can get the Night Slash here in time. This might just do enough neutral damage to win the lead. It gets 2 shields instead, boost at the end, but obviously it's not worth shielding at this point, so we will likely see the Poliwrath come in to counter down and load up on energy. 2-0 shields with a Tentacruel as well in the back. Let's see what comes in. It's going to be a Alolan Ninetales, so we see the swap out into the Tentacruel, and in comes Giratina Altered. Now, this is a situation where Blizzard could be a huge threat, but obviously this trainer doesn't have Blizzard, so they're opting to go for Acid Spray first to apply the defensive drop, and they're going to have to start shielding. Tentacruel has an opportunity to potentially win this matchup because of the damage that Scald can do, but they have to actually go straight Acid Sprays first in order to soften up and then throw the Scalds. And Tentacruel obviously needs to stay alive so that they can face off against the Alolan Ninetales in the back. So we are going to see actually only 1 Acid Spray, so we're going to see Scalds now. Maybe 2 Scalds will be enough, even though this is resisted because of that Dragon typing. It's a bit dicey. Tentacruel, I think Giratina Altered won't be able to KO the Tentacruel. Just looking at the amount of damage that it can do with Dragon Claw and Shadow Claw here is the fast move. I think this Scald gets the KO, potentially, and then we might have a fast move down there against the Alolan Ninetales. But let's see. Scald, not enough to KO, and no, the Giratina Altered is able to get the charge move in time. This is going to get Tentacruel very low. They're going to have to swap out right away into the Poliwrath because they're not going to be able to survive. They need to go for this Scald, and this is where Scald's 50% chance to debuff is so legendary this season, and it does get the attack debuff. So now they're not going to be doing as much damage with Charm. They're not going to be doing as much damage with the Weather Ball or Psyshock there. So Poliwrath able to hang on. Fast move versus fast move. Charm versus Poison Jab. Here we go. Poison Jab takes it with 1 HP and a dream. Alright, getting into the next one. We have Tentacruel here on the lead. Now, looping back to the Scald debuff, I think we can all agree, especially those who play in the Play Pokemon competitive series, that Scald's a bit too overpowered. It's overpowered in the percentage chance, I think, that it can hit the debuff, because debuffs that it applies, I know Icy Wind is guaranteed, right? But if you look at the damage to energy cost to debuff percentage, it's off. It's a little ways off. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a nerf in some way in the new season. But just keep that in mind as you guys are going into the final week here and preparing for the new season. Understand that that could be something that does happen. But Mandibuzz versus Poliwrath, somewhat of a neutral matchup, to be completely honest. I know Aerial Ace is super effective, but so is Icy Wind, and Icy Wind applies the attack debuff there, and counter still does neutral damage because of the Dark Flying typing. So we're going to see another Aerial Ace come through. Poliwrath sitting pretty good. They can easily go for Icy Wind here to knock out the Mandibuzz. and then we'll have to see what the opponent decides to do. If they're going to want to give up a shield here in this matchup, which they do. They really want to get the swap in, but no. Tentacruel is going to be facing off against the Shadow Gliscor now, which has quite a bit of energy, as Night Slash here is going to be getting no shielded. The boost, though! Here we go. Earthquake now coming through. The opponent likely gives up. Uh-oh. Here we go. Boom! No, they did not give up the final shield. Tentacruel is gone. And we will see a Swampert come in. Now, Swampert's a tough Pokemon for this team to deal with, but hopefully the opponent doesn't overload on energy. That's its advantage. When you're using a Swampert, you want to try to get as much energy as possible, which they're actually looking to do here. That's a good call by them, but ultimately what we know is going to happen is Poliwrath's going to come in to this Swampert. It's going to counter it down, and then the Tentacruel, and can go for Icy Wind as well. The Tentacruel can go up against the Mandibuzz. That's an easy matchup for it, especially with the Poison Jab fast move, as the final charge attack will be shielded. A swap into Mandibuzz here to throw the Aerial Ace, but it's not going to be enough to KO. So we will see a swap out into the Tentacruel and a fast move down, and they can just go for Scald here against the Swampert there in the back. Swampert has to have an Earthquake in order to potentially win this game, and even then I think it gets countered down by Poliwrath. So we will see the Scald get thrown right away. They don't have enough energy on the other side, so that is going to be a good game. Tentacruel, solid Pokemon in the meta, regardless of the fact of the 50% debuff, right? It is still huge, though. All right, getting the next one, we have Shadow Steelix here on the lead, and Earthquake, obviously a big threat. Now, this whole team does well against the Steelix, and that Pokemon only really lasted one season. It got access to Breaking Swipe. Breaking Swipe was overpowered out the gate. Everyone was using it. I was loving it. It was so much fun, and then it got nerfed hard right away in the follow-up season. So what we're going to see in this matchup is a race here to the next charge move, and if the Shadow Gliscor is going to opt to shield the Psychic Fangs, I think they can survive if it goes through. Yes, they can, so now they can go for the free Earthquake, but the opponent swaps into Gliscor. That is kind of tough. Earthquake's still going to do a good amount of chip damage here, about 50%. Like, if you're looking at a move that's resisted that the opponent catches, getting them to about 50% health is a thank you very much moment right here. And Poison Jab as well, great fast move in this situation to be able to farm down for a lot of energy. I don't think they necessarily need to throw in order to maintain switch. They can easily let this next charge move go through. Have near double Scald ready to go for the Steelix, and then we'll have to see what's going to be in the back. My guess is maybe a Virizion. Based on the team formation right here, it's a pretty solid team. Steelix, Virizion, and Golisopod. Could be wrong, could be Tapu Fini as well, or it could be Poliwrath right there. So it was a fighter, not the one that I thought it was going to be, but Poliwrath still a strong pick as they go for Scald now, and they're going to go ahead and go for Acid Spray here. This is so tough for the opponent to be in because the Tentacruel damage is just going to be very oppressive as they swap into Poliwrath and the opponent swaps in to Steelix. They did that in order to clear the debuffs that they clearly just got, and obviously the Poliwrath was anticipating that swap in as they will be shielding the Psychic Fangs. Now, if you're the Poliwrath in this situation, you want to make sure you throw that Scald before the Steelix can get to another Psychic Fangs, and that's due to needing a shield for the final matchup in order to win. So they do KO the Steelix, and now we're in the mere 1-to-1 shields. Energy disadvantage here to O2 Chanfong, but ultimately, I think it might come down to either a catch or fast move takedown here with Gliscor or Tentacruel, both of which going to be resisting counter. So I think they're still in a very good position as we will see the race the next charge move. They're going to look to swap, and they swap in the Tentacruel here, and they're going to get fast moved down by the Poliwrath. Oh no! Poliwrath has energy. They come in with Gliscor. Charge attack going to be coming through, but does the opponent have 2 Icy Winds? That is going to be the call. There's one. Here comes a Poliwrath for the Icy Wind here. Oh my goodness. Maybe they should have just countered? I feel like they should have just countered. Uh-oh. Okay, they survive. All right, they didn't have enough energy. Good battle. All right, Shadow Tentacruel here on the lead. That is a mean-looking Pokemon. Like, some Shadows are just like, okay, cool, it's Shadow, but that Tentacruel is... I think it's because of the eyes match the orbs on its head, right, and its forehead. It just looks extra mean as they do shield the acid spray there. So getting a great shield bait, the opponent did right there in that situation. But Gliscor going to fire right back here with the Earthquake, and that boom! See ya! Welcome to the Ultra League, as Poliwrath now going to be swapping into the Mandibuzz. Once again, you guys might be thinking, oh, this is Flyer into Fighter. No, Poliwrath in these situations can do very, very well because of Counter and Icy Wind. It got access to Icy Wind earlier this season, as an Annihilate is going to be coming into this matchup. Scald here, going to put a lot of pressure down, going to do a good amount of neutral damage. It does get a shield, and they get the attack debuff. That is critical. But this Annihilate as well has a great opportunity to potentially sweep this game if it gets enough energy, as they decide to go for the Shadow Ball. So that is going to be enough to KO. Gliscor now going to come in, but Gliscor actually had more energy than I remembered. I guess they did overload quite a bit against that Tentacruel as they go for the Night Slash here, getting the Annihilate relatively low, and the lower it can get, the better Tentacruel can do on the back end if it has to fast move it down because of that ghost typing, right? So there's 2 Night Slashes, and this is looking very good for them to no shield and safely come in with Tentacruel to close this game out, as a Night Slash is going to be landing. Not enough damage there. The opponent swaps out into Mandibuzz, and Tentacruel is going to say thank you very much. Poison Jab and Acid Spray or Scald is going to be the way to win this game, as they give up a shield here on the Dark Pulse. Annihilate still has a little bit of energy, so I wouldn't be surprised if it has a second Night Slash ready to go on the back end or very close to it, as Tentacruel here is opting to go for the Acid Spray. That is due to trying to get a shield but still applying the debuff. But Mandibuzz now in this situation could potentially tip the cup in their situation, or their direction, turn the tides, as they go for Scald here, if they can successfully shield this charge move. If they don't, I think it's all over, but let's see. Nope, it's all over. The Mandibuzz should have shielded the Scald there, but they were maybe anticipating another Acid Spray. We're going to see Annihilate come in, and like I said, it's going to come down to those fast moves with low health, so that is going to be a good game, very well played. Sorry, we're getting into the next one here. We got Charizard here on the lead. So getting right into it, back-to-back matches, as a Night Slash here is going to be coming through. No shield on the Charizard. A boost on the Shadow Gliscor. Here we go. Shield's going up. You know this gets exciting when a boost happens, as the opponent decides to go for Dragon Claw. So they got to throw this Night Slash, as the opponent now swaps into Greedent. Still a good situation for them. They have Poliwrath ready to go. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to load up on some more energy. They can easily come out of here with switch advantage if they want to, just because of how much damage they're going to be doing now with that attack boost. But Shadow Gliscor opting to no shield the Poliwrath, or the Body Slam. I was looking at Poliwrath in anticipation of maybe coming in with Poliwrath to farm down after loading up. But instead, they're going for another Night Slash, and here comes another Body Slam. And this is tough. You're going to have to give up a shield, but they don't. They're fine with the Gliscor going down. They're reading a Tentacruel sweep potentially in the endgame as they look to go for the Night Slash to KO the Greedent. But will they give up the first shield of this game? No, Greedent goes down. Maybe Charizard going to be coming back in to fast move down to get ahead on energy, and 2 shields. We go. Charizard does come in. Tentacruel locked and loaded. Going to be coming in with the Poison Jab damage. And in comes the Shadow Alolan Sand Slash. It's going to be met with a Poliwrath. And that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Halfway through the video? Halfway through the video. They hit Legend. Huge congrats. Obviously, this is probably going to be the Pikachu Libre set. Coming right up. Alright, so we got Weezing here on the lead. Galarian Weezing, which is a nightmare to deal with sometimes. Fairy Wind is the fast move, high energy gain, similar to Mudshot, if you guys are familiar with that. And it also has access to great versatile charge moves. Brutal Swing, Play Rough, Overheat, Sludge. Sludge is not the best, but it is tough in the Great League and some Specialty Cup situations to face off against. But what's great here about the Shadow Gliscor is obviously the Earthquake, the one-shot right here, and here it comes. Boom! One-shots, and that is, that's a good game. Annihilate coming in, going to try to do its best, but Shadow Gliscor is going to put a lot of damage down with Wing Attack and Night Slash, which is still neutral because of that added Ghost typing, which is very beneficial for Shadow Gliscor here in this meta. as the Icy Wind, maybe Night Slash coming through. They're going to go ahead and shield. Not Icy Wind, sorry. Ice Punch as they swap into Poliwrath, Shadow Gliscor. Loving this game. Tentacruel is going to go ahead and come in and lock it down, and that is going to be a good battle. All right, moving to the next one. We do have a Fairy Clefable here on the lead. Clefable, a very strong Pokemon. Ever since it got the update with getting Fairy Wind as the fast move, it's always been there. It's always been a part of the fringe outer lying meta, and a lot of trainers have utilized it well, and it's been very fun to play with myself personally. But Night Slash gets no shield. We do see a boost, which is obviously perfect because Earthquake here is going to one-shot. If it doesn't, they're getting themselves shield advantage. Boom! See ya! Clefable is gone. Greedent is going to be coming in, and they're going to try to throw the Body Slam in time, but they won't get there as the Shadow Gliscor here is able to get a Night Slash just in time to do some extra chip damage, and they can easily come in with Poliwrath now and look to fast move down and anticipate or react to what the opponent is going to be doing, as we might see a swap out, and there it is. It's going to be Annihilate coming in. Annihilate can actually do well if it lands the right moves or gets the right baits here, right? As Poliwrath is going to be doing resisted damage with counter, Tentacruel is going to be doing resisted damage with Poison Jab, but ultimately they let the Scald go through and they got attack debuffed there, which is why I was saying earlier, it's a 50% chance this season. I anticipate that because of how strong it is, it might get nerfed next season, you know, down in percentage potentially, or damage done, one of the two. As we see the Tentacruel here looking to go for the Acid Spray. This is, I think, a good call here because you're going to be getting the shield regardless, and now you get the defense drop, and the opponent is going to go ahead and go surrender. Is that 3 surrenders in a row? All right, moving to the next battle. We had a Moltres there on the lead. Ampharos swap into the Tentacruel. A Pokemon you guys were all probably wondering, how does this team do against? It seems to be the common trend in the YouTube comments whenever there's a double water team is the team loses to Ampharos. No, it doesn't, guys. It doesn't. It's all about setting up. They do have that ground typing there in Gliscor. So they get a shield. They set up the health right there, which is perfect. They're going to be able to get to Scald as well in time. Maybe they go for the 1-0 shield. They're going for the 1-0. This is a good situation for them because this 1-0 shield advantage is going to, or switch, is going to allow Poliwrath to potentially win this game. As the Scald, boom, see ya. Ampharos is gone. Now it's tough as the Moltres can do well against Poliwrath because of the wing attack here. So this is going to be interesting to see what they do. They're going to go ahead and come in with the Poliwrath. Counter's actually doing a lot of damage. Look at the pacing there in terms of health. Super effective to neutral. Poliwrath is just putting in way too much work as they shield the payback. As they're going to go ahead and go for Icy Wind here soon to get the final shield from the opponent. And the opponent obviously staying in right now in this matchup. Clearly they can get to a charge move once again because of that shield, but is it going to be enough to KO the Poliwrath? Let's find out. It is going to be the payback. Not enough damage right there, as they're going to look to overload just a bit on energy and go for Icy Wind. Does the Moltres not have Sky Attack? I've never used it myself. I haven't caught it. I'm curious what its moveset is. I'm pretty sure it has Sky Attack, but it's going to be a Greninja in the back, and no wonder they were worried about swapping out. Poliwrath right here going to be putting in some work, but Greninja has an opportunity. If it loads up on enough energy, getting double water, double Hydro Cannon. Is this going to be a Night Slash? Did they catch it? They caught the Night Slash. That is huge. Greninja now going to be forced to throw a Hydro Cannon, which means it's not going to have enough energy for another charge move against Poliwrath. Potentially. Hydro Cannon, not enough to KO. They get the Night Slash in time. Shadow Gliscor is coming in clutch right here, as the Night Slash is going to be not taking out Poliwrath. One counter. And that's going to be a good game. Very well played. All right, moving to the next one. We're already like 5 fast moves in, 6 fast moves in. It's going to be Jellicent here on the lead. So Night Slash has great opportunity putting shield pressure down. They obviously just got to be worried about the Surf, but what's great about having double water Pokemon in the back is if you decide to no shield and you want to try to catch that charge move, you can for resisted damage. So we're going to go ahead and see the second Night Slash come through in this matchup, and this is where Jellicent might opt to give up a shield, which they do, and now this is a great opportunity for them to soft lose, let it go. Okay, no, they're not. They want to put this into the 1-0 shields or take a lead switch advantage. So here we go. Oh, maybe they're looking for the switch? No, they're looking for the charge attack priority right there, as the Night Slash here is going to be coming through. Does the Jellicent decide to double shield? No, it survives. That is unfortunate. So they got to let the Gliscor go down. Question is, do you come in with Poliwrath or Tentacruel? They're coming in with Tentacruel here with the poison jabs to be able to fast move down. And then let's see what comes in. It's going to be the Cobalion. So obviously Poliwrath in a fantastic position as both Mandibuzz and Cobalion are Pokemon that it can do very well against. And since it's ahead on energy, these Icy Winds are getting there before any charge moves can come through from the Mandibuzz. And this is looking to be a good game already. Hardest hitting move left in this game is going to be the Aerial Ace. And it's going to be that first one because now Poliwrath can easily go for one more Icy Wind. Oh, they didn't get there in time, unfortunately, as the Mandibuzz is going to go ahead and throw. Now, if you're in this situation, you want Poliwrath to overload a bit because what you're going to see is a potential swap into Cobalion to catch the charge move. Switch Clock is coming back up, so this is where you want to just hold your energy because the Mandibuzz is going to throw, but they might try to catch that Icy Wind. I think it's very important that they have the Scald instead be thrown. So here we go. There's the swap, and it wasn't on a charge attack priority time, but a Sacred Sword is going to be coming through, and this is still neutral damage. So Poliwrath has to be very careful how they decide to play this game out, because obviously this Scald is likely going to be shielded by the opponents. That means they're going to have to go into the Tentacruel now. No, it was no shielded. The attack drop as well, trying to fast move down, and they don't get the fast move down in time. The Poliwrath. Tentacruel, though, going to be coming in. It's going to get hit with the Stone Edge. But question is, with that attack debuff, can 2 Stone Edges be enough damage? There's one. Not even close. Acid Spray now coming through. Going to be forcing the final shield of this game. Or Mandibuzz is going to try to take this one as they... oh, it hangs on! Oh, man. All right. And then the Mandibuzz is going to be coming in. But ultimately, Dark Pulse is not going to be enough. Tentacruel is putting in way too much work. Acid Spray and Poison Jab is a beautiful combination for this meta. And or the Blizzard one-shot KO. Good game. All right, was that the final one? That was the final battle. Let's see if they got a shiny Pikachu Libre. Let's find out. 4 out of 5. Here we go. They got the shiny! Oh man, what a way to end the video. Huge congrats to O2 Chan Fung. Not only did you have a solid team there and a fun one with Tentacruel, you hit Legend, and you got the shiny Pikachu Libre. It doesn't get much better than that. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Wish you guys all the best as we go into this final week of Go Battle League, and just be ready. The new season is coming. We'll have to see what the changes are going to be, but it should be interesting. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.